Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man.
You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk.
What is going on? Dude, we are straight up living in a X-Files movie, man. The smoking man is real. The cover-ups are real. It's like, you know what? I completely believe in Loch Ness and the Bigfoot, and I believe in everything now, man, because it's just getting too crazy. Stuff's just too coincidental, you know? It's insane. How are you guys doing? This is The Objective Jerk. Thanks for stopping by. No. If you'd like to send me an email, please do it, theobjectivejerk@gmail.com, or message me on the various social media platforms. So how are all the Jerkonians out there? Jerkonians. Ooh, that's pretty good. Jerkonian. That sounds kind of legit. Anyway, I hope you're not living in Ohio. Holy crap, that's just insane what's going on there. And what's even more insane is, like, nobody's really talking about. I mean, they are kind of a little bit, but it's like, if you watch any clips, or at least the stuff that I've seen, if somebody has seen something more in depth, let me know. But it kind of seems like they're downplaying what is actually happening in Ohio and just how messed up it is. You know, I mean, you cannot, if you live in Ohio, especially if you live in what's it called? East Palestine, Ohio. Dude, get the hell out of there. I mean, I know that's easier said than done, but man, leave if you can. Leave. Because I don't know, the whole state of Ohio is going to be like that movie Book of Eli. See, I try to enunciate and not mumble so much, and when I do, I sound more stupid. Is that possible? Anyway, but it's going to turn out to be like the Book of Eli, you know, where everything's dead, nothing grows, there's no water, nothing's clean, everything's nasty. You know, if somebody wants to drive through Ohio to get anywhere, they're going to have a special car and a license that has like a special filter or something. You know what I mean? Or they're going to have to drive around it. It's like what the poison that is being released into the air and released over that whole area. Like, why did they burn it? Like, that makes no sense. If it was just a spill, you have it right there. But then they burn it, and that just goes... It's almost like they did it on purpose, and they're trying to not say nothing about it. Because it's like, why would you burn it? Like, it just... None of it makes sense, okay? So there's that, right? So you got this weird train derailment and a weird way to clean it up, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And then you don't have a whole lot of people saying anything about it, which is kind of weird too. And now, freaking, ooh, that was good. I didn't say the bad word. 5 people, they were on some sort of small Cessna plane or something, who worked for an environmental consulting firm, were killed in a plane crash on their way to go check out and test the air, the water, the land, and all that kind of stuff to see what's really going on. And all of a sudden that plane crashes. Again, things happen, but what? How much things got to happen before it's like, okay, you know what? Something ain't right here. I mean, it's insane. All right, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this from CNN just because it was the first one that came up, and I usually don't read CNN because CNN is trash. Anyway, 5 people who worked for an environmental response consulting firm were killed in a plane crash Wednesday in Little Rock, Arkansas. Ooh, that's where the Clintons, right? Bubba Clinton. While on their way to a metal factory explosion site in Ohio. It happened I thought it was in a train car. Anyway, official said the plane was carrying employees of the Center for Toxicology and Environmental Health when it took off from when it took off from Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport. Oh, you know they were killed by Hillary. Oh, dude, they came from her airport, dude. She had that stuff. She had a little bomb on there ready. That plane did not blow itself up. Hillary did. That's so funny. Took off from Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport in Little Rock. I'm sorry, that's not funny. I mean, it is. It's not funny, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, the employees were headed to John Glenn Columbus International Airport to respond to a fatal explosion at a metal factory. The twin-engine plane crashed and burst into flames shortly after takeoff near the Little Rock Airport. They said to report the loss of our Little Rock colleagues. You know, nobody's going to go, or I don't know, if somebody else is going to go, they're like, okay, we need someone else to go test stuff. They're going to be like, yeah, I ain't flying. I'll drive my own car, thank you. We are incredibly saddened to report the loss of our colleagues because of the crash is under investigation. Dude, that's just crazy. Once on scene, the investigator will begin the process of documenting the scene and examining the aircraft. Part of the investigation will be to request radar data, weather information, air traffic control, communication, maintenance records, blah, 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 blah. There was a line of storms moving through the area around the same time. Was there? The highest gust of wind at the airport was 46 miles per hour. Is that really that much? Maybe for a small plane, I don't know. This CTEH is a consulting firm that provides responsive services, including environmental data collection and management, incident management, industrial hygiene, safety, toxicology, and human health consulting. Yeah, because you know how many people are going to be sick? Whoever gave the go-ahead to do the control burn for that is done and are liable, and I don't know. It's insane. All right, let me see if I can find. I don't like to use American. Where's the? Oh, the BBC. There we go. I always like going to the BBC. It's the BBC. Isn't that what Boys the Men? Boys the Men? Boys the Men? BBC? Or is that Poison? Belle Biv DeVoe. BBD. That's what it is. That's what I'm thinking of. Belle Biv DeVoe. BBD. Okay. Anyway. 5 people are dead. Okay, we know that already. Near the Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport. Clue number 1. Or red flag number 1. The non-commercial. Okay, I already read all this kind of stuff. Okay, yes, we're sad. It sucks. It's unfortunate. Dude, I really hope it was just an actual, but gosh, you gotta sit there and just take a minute and just look at the whole picture and just think. I don't know. Okay, so the employees of the environmental consultancy firm had been on their way to assess an explosion at the oil mill factory that killed 1 person and injured at least 13. Police said the plane. Wait, what? So this isn't even. Dude, I thought this was the chemical burn. Dude, I'm a retard. I'm stupid. Hold on a second. So this isn't even. This isn't the plane. Well, no, it's going to Ohio. Maybe I missed something. The train car. It must have been at a. Oh, that's what it was. It was actually, they were like loading it and stuff, and it was at the chemical. Okay, all right. I thought it was the train derailed just out on its way to wherever. Okay. Still, that's crazy. Anyway, okay, so police say the plane crashed near a rocky wooden area owned by 3M. Ooh, 3M maker. Local forecasters know that the high winds were 46 miles per hour. Is that really that much, though? I guess for a small plane. I'm trying to picture. Tell reporters the weather is not so good at the time, but that it had not been confirmed. Yeah. Investigation, which was still in the recovery phase. Wow, that's crazy, though. Dude, it makes you wonder, though, Come on. That's insane. That's insane. That... I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? My 10 listeners. What do you guys think? I don't know. That's just I don't know. Like I've always said, I'm not like a big conspiracy theorist, but I like them. Like they're interesting, I guess. But this one's almost scary. Like I think that town and possibly Ohio is screwed. Oh, excuse me. And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to move the Cavaliers to somewhere. But I don't know. That's just crazy. I just saw that and I was just like, what? So I wanted to talk about it. Let's see. Nothing else going on with me. What's today? Today is Saturday. Got to go to church tomorrow. I didn't go to church last week, and I can't believe it's already been a week since that. But that means 1 week into my beer. So, for those that don't know, I'm like brewing some beer. And I brewed some beer, and then I let it ferment for 2 weeks. And then I had to add some sugar, and I bottled it, and that sits for 2 weeks, and then I get to drink it. So when I did that, that was a week ago, and then I brewed another batch. So in another week, a week from tomorrow, I'll get to actually try my beer, see how it tastes, and then bottle another batch, and then brew another batch if I want. I really hope it turns out good. It's kind of... because it doesn't take much to ruin it. I'm trying to do everything that it tells you to do. And like I said, the biggest thing is like sanitization. Which I have the stuff and I've been doing. But like when I bottled up my beers, I cleaned out some of the beers. They've been sitting outside, so they got dust and probably some bugs and stuff. So I had to clean them out and everything, and soap them up and clean them real good. Then I used the sanitizing stuff, and it was pretty good. And then I happened to notice one of the bottles looked like there was still stuff inside of it at the bottom, and I was like, oh man! And I had already kind of bottled a couple, so of these certain bottles, it was a certain size. So I'm like, damn it. So that's the first one I'm going to try, actually. Oh, no. That's not what it is. Well, that is kind of it. But the other thing, too, is the caps. So these smaller ones, I've got a little thing that will put the pop-off caps, And you're supposed to rinse those in the sanitizing stuff. And I forgot for the first one. So I put it on. And then that sanitizing... so that could spoil the beer, so to speak. So, but like I said, some of the bottles were kind of dirty, and I noticed it after. So it's the same bottle. So, if it's bad, it's either one or the other. But you just can't. Anything that touches the beer has to be completely sanitized with like a sanitizing stuff that they make for beer and wine and stuff like that. So you don't have to rinse it necessarily. it's like, safe to consume. I mean, not literally eat the sanitizing stuff, but you don't have to, it's like a no rinse. So it's basically you just kind of sanitize it, like you put it in a spray bottle with some water and spray, and then do it, and it's good. And it won't mess up your beer and everything. So anyway, so I got a week and I'm waiting for that. And it kind of sucks because you have to wait so long to see if it worked or didn't or what, I mean, as long as a couple of them come out good, I'll be happy, because I'm like, okay, so I know how to do it. I just got to make sure, be like extra careful. And then I'll do another one and see and go from there. But I'm trying to, here's where I'm at. Oh no, I didn't talk about this, I don't think. So I play drums and I have a bass, right? For some weird reason, a bass guitar is always like called to me. It's been in my loins, kind of like Jesus. Hey. Anyway, and so the first bass I got was a Squier Jazz. So it's like a Fender Jazz, but the cheaper version. And it was kind of a rush. I didn't really want it. It wasn't like, I don't know. And I didn't know a whole lot. And now, knowing what I know now, I wish I would have kept it. I mean, even though it was a Squier. But, so I got a bass that I kind of wanted, and then I didn't. And I got that Squier. So then I got this Epiphone T-Bird bass, which is like cool and I kind of like, but they're not like, they're like heavy metal kind of bass, hard rock. You can't get a whole lot of different tones out of it, which at the time I was fine with, but now I'm kind of starting to kind of want to play around a little more and have some, and learn some different styles of music and stuff with it. And it's kind of hard with that T-Bird. I mean, you can do it. It's just, anyway, so I got that Epiphone, which is a cool bass. I still like it. But I haven't had an amp, really. Like, I bought a practice amp a while ago. It was a small Prometheus or something like that. And it's like $300, or I don't even think it was that much. And the speaker kind of wasn't very good. And then I got a better speaker here, and then I was trying to play it, and I thought it wasn't working right, but I come to find out it was actually the cables that I bought here were loose, because they were like, anyway, it's not important, but okay, I'm kind of all over the place here. So I'm like, it's okay. I don't know. It's fun to play on the bass. It's a lot funner to play with an amp, to kind of hear it. You know what I mean? And so I've been playing with no amp. Well, I mean, like I said, I had the one amp, but it didn't really, I don't know. And then I have my little speaker, my little Bluetooth JBL speaker. You can plug a guitar or, and it works, but it's like I'm really afraid to like overdo it on that, because I don't want to blow out that speaker, And so I was like looking at some amps, and the only kind of company that kind of does like there wasn't anything local. I was looking on American Musical Supply. But anyway, so I got the idea of taking that little practice amp, which is a combo amp, and then putting it together with my little bass, the bass kick kind of speaker that came with but I bought with my electronic drum set that I had years ago. So I had an electronic drum set, and I bought speakers for it when I was in Iraq. And then I gave a lot of the drum set away to a guy, because after a while, just like electronic drums, it wasn't, at least the ones that I had, which were kind of cheaper, I didn't enjoy playing. I wanted the real acoustic set, but I kept the speakers in the brain. So I was like, man, there's got to be a way to like kind of put them together so I can make some kind of Frankenstein kind of amp, right? So I'm thinking like I can take the speaker out of the drum bass thing maybe and put it in the other one, or take the EQ like brain part and add that to, you know what I mean? I was sitting there thinking of how I could put them together, and I was getting in touch with a local electrician guy he's wired stuff in my cars and done things like that before. And I don't know, I plugged it in, and I just happened to kind of plug it in, and it was working just fine. And I was like, why it's working? And so that's how I found out it was the cables. So I was dinking around with it, and you know, you have the input obviously, and then there's also, so you can add like another speaker. So I just added that kick drum speaker to my little combo amp by just plugging it in with a cable, and then all of a sudden it was like boom. It was like it's like loud, you know, and it was just like, it's everything I've been wanting. It's just like dome, you know, and I'm like, oh, I was getting all excited. I'm like, this is awesome. So I was like, okay. So, you know, I got it kind of set up. I cleaned everything because it had been sitting, so it got kind of dirty. And I was messing with the cables. I ordered some more cables. I tightened the cables, so I think they're better. And I was just getting ready to kind of like sit down and start playing around a little bit. And I decided to clean my bass. So I was taking the strings out. And when I did, I don't know if I undid the knob wrong or something, but one of the E string broke, which is the fattest string on the bass, and I was just like, oh, come on. I mean, I could still play with the other three, I guess, but it's, God, you gotta have that E string. I mean, the smaller one you can get away without playing with, but I was just like, damn. So I cleaned it, and I'm sitting there, and I finally got an amp, you know, that's loud and I can play with, and I'm not worried about blowing something or anything like that. Because like the little combo amp kind of gives more of the other tones, like the little mid-range tones and the high, and then for the low end, you know, goes out that subwoofer thing that was for my drum speaker. So it's pretty cool, and I was kind of playing with it a little bit before the string broke, but anyway, so now I'm waiting for strings so I can hopefully play more on that. I'm wanting to play on that more than my drums. I want to get a little more proficient, I want to get proficient with the bass, because I mean, I can play a little bit, but I have a couple notes. I know maybe two chords or whatever. But then everything else is like, like I know a few songs, and I don't know. I'm basically a beginner, so I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it, but I do kind of want to get a bass that's got a little more range and tones. And so I was looking at American Music Supply, and I found this bass that looks so awesome. It just looks awesome. And what it looks like a P bass, which is like a popular Fender bass. I was looking at Fenders originally, and it's like, I don't know. I think, you know, for an instrument, it doesn't have to look good. Sound is more important, but looks help. You know what I mean? It makes it a little more fun to play, I think. I don't know. Maybe that's just me because I'm stupid, but it's nice. Like the T-Birds are good looking, you know? So it's like, oh, because you're looking at it as you're playing. At least I do. Most people, I think, you look at it as you're playing it. I'm not, you know, good enough to not. So it's like, you know, it's cool to look at something that's cool to look at that you like, you know? So anyway, so I was like looking for something that had some tone, which I guess it was like a jazz bass, which is kind of what I had before, but that was the Squier. So I guess they're really good. They have a big range and tone. P basses traditionally don't, but this one that I always kind of I like the way they look though. So I couldn't find for the price and the right combination of everything, what I wanted. Like I could find, I could get like a P bass original kind of whatever, but then like it just looked cheap because the cheaper Fenders are still made in like Mexico or something like that. And I'm not gonna pay like $2,000 for a bass when I'm learning. You know what I mean? But I did find a bass that is like a P bass, but it has an extra pickup, so it has more tonal range, and it is just like beautiful looking. It's exactly the kind of thing that I like, that I look at or look for in looks wise. And I think it's got everything. It's like $1,000, but yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get that for a while. My wife she'll divorce me probably. I don't know. I gotta wait for the right time. Oh, by the way, no. But anyway, so gotta get the strings for my current bass and just keeping on with that. So that's kind of what's going on with me lately. But that's it. So I don't know if you got any questions. Let me know at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com, or you can message me on the social media platforms. If you'd like to know the kind of bass I'm talking about, hit me up. Or, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next time. Yay, yay!